All right. Happy Monday, everybody. February 11th. My name is Dee Corchin. Thrilled that you guys are here for part two of our sponsoring mindset conversation. So Meg and I debriefed a little bit after our last session, which was 2 weeks ago. We did our celebration call last week, and we felt like we kind of left this topic with some unanswered questions. Because when we start to think about and be in the mindset of offering the business of coaching and offering the full trilogy of what it is that we have, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, that this is an area that we really want to be confident in what it is that we're offering and really the why of why we do it versus before we get into the mechanics and the logistics and the how. And that will be coming in the next few weeks. We'll be talking about how do you talk to people about coaching, and then how do we sign them up as coaches and all of that. So a couple of things we wanted to talk about tonight, and then we'll definitely have the opportunity for questions, is really what is it that we're offering and how does it benefit somebody to become a coach, and then why would you want to do it? How and why would it benefit you to offer coaching to someone? And I think I want to kind of tackle that second piece of it first and just really reiterate what it is that we're doing. So, we are Optavia coaches, and Optavia is about life transformation. So it truly is healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances. And it can be easy, and I'm going to be totally transparent, to really think of ourselves. I know I did initially for years as kind of weight loss coaches, right? Like we feel really confident in the weight loss program, the health program, and we feel confident that we can offer that and be able to assist somebody with that. And so sometimes we can start to get into the mindset, and that's really what we're doing, is we're just offering healthy body to someone. But out of true fairness to them and to you, we really want to be thinking of it as the full life transformation, because we know that if somebody is out of order in their healthy mind or finances, that they're truly not healthy. So I thought we could take a minute, it was like while we're opening up, and if you would take a minute and just jot in the chat why you became a coach, or what are you enjoying most about coaching? Like, what do you like the most about it? I think it's going to be a little different, but a lot of similarities for everyone. So if you'll just start typing in the comments, would love to see that start showing up so we can kind of get a feel for our group and what's been most important to us. But what it is we offer as coaches, and what is the benefit to somebody, and why would we want to offer them full life transformation? And it's because of how much it's going to benefit the person that becomes a coach. So I know how much it's benefited me. I'm excited to start seeing what you guys write in the comments, why you're coaching. But the best thing is that it's going to offer the opportunity to somebody to, number one, be a part of this amazing community. Just continue to lock in their connection and support with people that are progressive, that are moving forward, that are working on themselves and looking to constantly improve. That's just going to have a ripple effect into every area of their life. We're going to offer them the opportunity that they're going to be 5 times more successful in keeping, reaching and maintaining their weight. 5 times, 500% more successful. And we're finding the earlier that they start this in their process, as early as a couple of weeks into the journey, they're more successful because they stay in their own lane and they keep going. We're offering them an incredible business and income possibility for them. I mean, what kind of business can we start for $199 with virtually no overhead, no expenses other than, to go to events and convention, things like that. Unlimited income potential. And we know how much people are struggling with their finances in this country. Somebody can come on and just make $500 and it can cover the cost of their food. It could be a car payment. It can just make a significant difference in their lives, or they can make 6 figures to 7 figures. It can completely change and transform their lives. It can give them the time freedom that they want. Many people are working multiple jobs trying to cover the bills, and we can help, provide coaching, not as one more thing to do, but possibly as a solution to consolidate all that and really start to create the life that they want. So it's something that's of high demand, that we know that there's so many people that want what we have to offer. So when we link arms, we're going to be able to help more people. And I'm seeing a lot of meaning and purpose here, that people are enjoying helping others. So we're going to allow them that same joy that we have, the same way that your coach offered. Somebody said something at the end of last call that made me think for a minute, and that's why I posted the video from Paul Blanchard, when somebody said, well, I sometimes feel weird when I offer the coaching, like maybe we're trying to sell them on the idea of coaching. So Larry, I know you really got a lot out of that one video from Paul on, sales versus being selfish. And if you could just take a minute to share on that.
Sure. I don't know if everybody had a chance to actually watch the video yet, but I really encourage you to check it out. Paul really puts a good perspective around it. I think we all don't like the feeling of selling. And I think that's because we've been sold. We've been sold before. Somebody's tried to say, hey, you need this, right? Well, no, I don't need that. Leave me alone. Or that telemarketer that calls up on the phone at night and you're just like, leave me alone. Don't call me. So we kind of have that negative connotation about sales. But Paul puts it in a really great way. Sales exists, right? I mean, whether you go to a store, whether you are talking to somebody else and they have a product to sell you, sales exist each and every day. But if you have something of value, okay, you're exchanging value for a need. And so when you reach out to people, you're basically identifying what their need is, and if your service or product meets that need. If it doesn't, you don't try to push a product or a service on somebody that doesn't have a need, but what you try to do is match it up. And that's really the way Paul explains going into it, okay? Identifying, building a relationship, identifying if there's a possible need, and then letting them know that you have a product or service that can possibly meet that need. And I really like that approach. And you can almost, when you're meeting with people, explain it in that way. Explain it in a way that I have something of high value. We know it has high value because we're on the call today, right? We know our service has high value. So it's just a matter of stepping back, identifying, building that relationship, and identifying the need. So again, great words from Paul. I love the way it was presented, and I encourage you to think about it and be proud of what you have to offer. That's a big thing. Have confidence in what you offer and don't apologize for it. You have something very good in your business. And again, you're out there and you want to help. So again, check it out when you get a chance, and thanks for letting me share.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And I think I'm just reading some of those comments. I mean, so many of us said we started for accountability. We wanted our own accountability. We know every one of our clients, that's a need, right? They may or may not see it. They may not or may not believe it initially, but it truly, truly is important. And just seeing what Val just said about confidence, that's why we're spending some more time on this tonight, is that so that we would really have confidence in what it is that we offer. That was a fundamental switch for me. And honestly, I lead with the business now more than I lead with the physical program, because I feel that strongly in what we have to offer that it completely changes lives, whether it's an additional income stream, it's the accountability and support, or just a life of abundance by helping a lot of people. So with that, take some time. I'm gonna turn it over to Meg, who's gonna share a bit about, just so we understand how it would benefit a client, but also how it benefits us for us as business owners too, in terms of the business model. Ready,
Awesome.
Meg?
Yes. Thank you, Dee. And I'm going to share my screen. We have some slides that we wanted to share with you tonight. And I just appreciate Dee bringing this up for the second week of just digging into why it makes sense to sponsor a coach. And I encourage everybody, check out the chat and see all the different reasons. We are all so different. Everybody's reasons for becoming a coach are so different. And so as you are talking to your clients, think about the different coaches on our team and what made them want to become a coach. And think about that as you're talking about the gift of coaching and what that could be like for them. So there's just some really awesome ideas in there. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And if I could get a thumbs up from Joanna or Larry, if y'all can see what I see. Are we good? Okay, cool. All right, so we are gonna look at these slides here. We'll view this presentation here. So we just wanna dig a little deeper on why it makes sense to coach another coach and really look at what the fears that we have. And we're gonna also go through the financial implications as well, and why it makes sense. We already talked about this, why you decided to become a coach. It was awesome to read that in the chat. The next slide, there we go, is what are your fears about coaching a coach? And would you put that in the chat feature today, right now? Because I know I had a lot of fears, and honestly, I still have fears that I have with sponsoring. So know that if you have a fear, that does not mean that you should not be sponsoring. We are all in this together, and there are things that we can learn from each other. So if you'll pop your own fears in there, we're going to go through some of the most common ones. The first one is that you don't know how to coach another coach. Maybe you just got started with Optavia in your own business, and you might be a brand new coach. That's a really real fear. The cool thing about Optavia is you've got a whole team of people here to support you. You've got your business coach and their business coach, and we all want to walk alongside you and help you there. So, and here's the good news, and we'll show you the specifics here in just a second. But if you can coach a client, you can coach a coach. They go hand in hand. They are so similar. The second fear, and I know I had this, is that you're going to be responsible for somebody else's success or maybe even their failure. And so that holds a lot of people back from offering this opportunity. But the reality is that everybody is responsible for their own success or their own failure, right? Like we all have that personal responsibility, just like we do in the health coaching side. The third fear is, and this is why I said no to Dee for so long, I thought I had to be an expert before I sponsored. And so that was scary. But you don't. I'm learning stuff every day as I'm sponsoring. And I know Dee is as well. Like we are learning. We have this culture of constant learning. And so the good news is if we don't know the answer, we can figure out where to find it. And we've got some great resources. The fourth fear is that we don't have time to coach another coach. And if I'm being real, I've told this to Dee even recently, like it's hard to bring on another coach. And every time Dee jumps in there and helps me. So if you are a coach, talk to your business coach. If you're struggling with time, I know we want to help you. We want to free you up. We want to show you how to do this and how to not take a lot of time to do that. The reality is once you get that new coach up and running and their business going, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's just like coaching a client. It takes a little bit more time on the front end to train them well. But we've got things like these calls that really are so helpful in adding that training. All right, so I love this slide. Can y'all see it? Okay. So I love this slide. This just shows you the similarities between coaching clients and coaching coaches. And I love that cute little kiddo in the middle. But when we're coaching a client, we're encouraging them to get integrated. We're finding out their why, figuring out their goal, giving them that accountability, the guide, and we're encouraging them. And the same thing is true when we're coaching a coach. We're encouraging them to get integrated. Hopefully they're going to be on these calls. We're finding out their why, their goal, giving them the accountability and the guide and the encouragement. And like when I saw the similarities, like my mind was blown. I was like, okay, I can do this. All right. So what I think we've been hearing a lot is that you'd like to know some examples, maybe look at some hypothetical illustrations on why it makes sense financially to help sponsor another coach. And we know it's going to help them in their best interest, right? To keep their weight off and all that. But let's look at the financials on how it's going to help you in your business and how you're providing for your family. So we're going to look at two separate hypothetical examples. We're going to look at one. We've got two people we're going to introduce you to, these fake people. And you can see we've got a disclosure statement on the bottom. These are purely hypothetical. We're going to look at a senior coach that has 5 clients who's coaching 2 coaches, and then an associate director that has 12 clients coaching 2 coaches. So let's jump in. Meet Rosie. Isn't she cute? We just found a fake picture online. But she's a senior coach. That means that she's helping 5 people. So let's look at the numbers behind her business. So she's got 5 clients. We were really conservative here, and we said, let's just say they all ordered their first month's supply. So it's $356. Usually it's probably a little bit higher than that. So Rosie, if she's got 5 clients, she's making $356. So that's 20%, since she's a senior coach. Is that good? Are we all good here? Awesome. All right, so now 2 of Rosie's clients become a coach. So you see client 2 and client 4 decide to pay it forward, which is awesome. So now Rosie is making she's making income by coaching those coaches. So Optavia is paying her a percentage. So she is a senior coach. She's making 20%. She brought on this new coach, and the new coach with their 3 clients is making 15%. So Rosie will make the spread between 15 to 20. So she's going to make 5% on all of those orders, or an extra $100 a month. Pretty awesome. Now let's go to the next slide. So here's what would happen. Let's say Rosie's coaches, she's got 2, and let's say both of them become senior coaches, which would be really awesome. That would mean they both help 5 people. All right, so what the cool thing, Rosie's helping 5 people, so she's a senior coach, but because she's got 1 senior coach under her, she's now not just a senior coach, but she's a manager. So she gets a pay bump there. And because she has not 1, but 2 senior coaches, she gets another pay bump to associate director. Are we tracking? Awesome. And you can see there we added a column for Rosie who's getting certified. So she became a certified health coach, which means she makes 3% on all of her orders. And the other awesome thing is now she's eligible for the consistency bonuses. And so that's great. So not only does she make 3%, but she's also eligible for those bonuses. So you can see here, Rosie is making about $400 on commission of her clients, plus an additional $50 for being certified. And then she's also earning $140 to $143 on her commission for helping coach those coaches. Does that make sense? We good? Tracking? Awesome. Now let's meet this girl, Wendy. She is an associate director, so she's got about 12 clients. Awesome. So let's take a look at what her business looks like. She, as an associate director, she's making a commission of 24%. So she's making well over $1,000 a month with pretty incredible income, pretty incredible part-time income for her. And let's say she gets certified. So she's going to make a 3% pay bump for all of her orders forever, which is awesome. So that's an extra $128 a month. So now she's making $1,150 a month. And by the way, she's also eligible for those consistency bonuses, which really start to pay off. So we'll go to the next slide. Let's say Wendy sponsors 2 coaches. You can see here, let's say that those 2 coaches blow it out of the park and they become senior coaches. And that is our goal. Whenever we bring on a new coach, our goal is to bring on not just a new coach, but a new coach who wants to help 5 people and get to senior coach. All right, so now Wendy is an executive director. So she went from an associate director, but because she has 1 senior coach, she's a director, and another senior coach makes her an executive director. Are we tracking there on how that makes sense? Okay, so by doing that, Wendy's now making $500 more a month, which is pretty awesome for Wendy. She loves that. And she still gets those bonuses, but what's cool, we call this the blended path. So Wendy is now an executive director by the blended path. And we'll go to the next slide. You can see here what it looks like when an ED gets, or somebody gets to executive director. ED just means executive director if you're new to Optavia. That's one of that's our first leadership rank with the company. It means that you have, if you're doing it just by frontline volume or just by client orders, that means you've got $6,000 of orders every month. So you can make about 1900 bucks by that, right? So that's $6,000 of frontline volume. If you go the blended path, which means you don't have as many clients, you've got more coaches, you can, there's a difference of $250. But you have to think, you're also not coaching those 10 clients. So that's could be saving you an hour and a half a week. So it's just another way to go about it, another way to make executive director. And here's the team growth bonus. This shows you more. This is from the integrated compensation plan. If you haven't seen this, you can look in coachanswers.optavia.com and find this. Shows you how we're getting all these numbers and for all the bonuses. These are, you can see here kind of how this works by rank.
Hey, Meg.
Yeah.
Can you go back just for a second let's just go to Rosie. Rosie has the 2 senior coaches. I just wanted to make one additional point.
Got it.
Okay. So sometimes, and I don't know if this will resonate, but I hear this a lot, that sometimes somebody might say, you might say, well, I feel weird making money from somebody, that I bring on as a coach. And the commission that we're making, the reason we make that split in commission is because of the time that you're investing with them. You're on the 3-way calls with them. You're helping to get them going. You're their resource point. So that's how the company knows that we're coaching and supporting them. And so then that's how we're getting compensated for our time. But the two things I wanted to point out is that sometimes I will hear, well, why would I only want to make like that $71 or whatever that's there? That's actually the commission for those 3 clients. So somebody might say, well, why would I want to make that? I could make $85 per client if I coach them myself, right? Like, why would I want the referral? I'll make or want them to be a coach, I'll make less. Because that thought went through my head, and I've heard it from several of even our very successful coaches on our team. But the reality is, like, those 3 people that they brought, that they signed up as coaches, or when they went senior coach, 5 coaches or beyond, the reality of them actually, those coming to you as referrals in those quantities is greatly reduced. Because people, like, your clients become clients because they like to do business, they like you, they know you, versus if I told my clients to call my coach, they're more likely, or potential clients, they're more likely to go with me. So it's not really a realistic expectation to think that, well, those 3 clients or those 5 clients would have been mine if they didn't become a coach, because maybe one would have, but probably not all that many. So just wanted to do that. And then I also wanted to just point out that when we talked about how the coach always benefits more. So a coach, by becoming a coach, will always make way more than we will by sponsoring them. So as you know, we don't make any money when they buy their kit, $199. We don't make anything. It's not until we help them be successful and start to acquire and help somebody get healthy. So in this case, like the client number 2, when she became a senior coach, she is making $85.44 on each of her orders. And then we're making that small 2% or 4% difference. So she's making 15 or 20%. We're making like 2. So I just wanted to point that out, that the coach is benefiting far beyond financially than we are, but we are compensated for our time. All right, Meg, thanks for that.
No, that was a great point. And you know what, Dee, I was just sitting here and thinking about this. Before I became a coach, you know how many people I inspired to get healthy? None. And so if you wouldn't have, invited me to become a coach, a lot of people wouldn't have been able to be healthy. So it's so cool to see the ripple effect because you offered it, and you didn't just stop when I said no the first time, like you kept on offering it.
And how many people have you helped now?
Yeah, over 1,000.
Over 1,000 between Meg and her team of coaches, 1,000 people. Whereas if she had not said yes, those people would still be hurting. So that's pretty incredible.
So that's a great, just a great reminder. I honestly, if I'm being real, I had that thought. I just wanted to run a big frontline. When I first started becoming a coach, I didn't offer sponsoring for a while. I think I said a couple weeks ago, I had an accidental coach, And so once I had a shift and I could see like, oh, I can help so many more people, because we can only run a certain level of frontline before we can't help any more people, because our time is limited. But if we can help other people get those wins and be successful, everybody wins. So that's a great point. Thank you, Dee, for bringing that up. We'll go here to the, sorry if this is making you dizzy. We'll go here to the end. And we just wanted to throw this out there because we talk a lot about the consistency bonuses. These illustrations, we said they were very conservative. We did that on purpose. But they did not include that consistency bonus. And this only happens if you are a certified coach, making that additional 3%. But if you run a consistent frontline volume of, let's say, $2,000 a month for 3 months in a row, the company will give you $250 as a bonus. If you run a $4,000 frontline volume business for an average of 3 months for rolling, you earn an extra $500 a month, or sorry, $500 every 3 months. And then if you run a $6,000 frontline volume business, which means you're an executive director, maxing out at 31% commission with what you earn plus your certified earnings, then you're getting a $1,000 bonus every 3 months. So that makes a huge difference. And then also you see it on the bottom, there's another bonus that we are eligible for if you are a fully integrated business coach, which means basically you have 5 senior coaches on your team. If you do that 3 months in a row, you get an extra $1,000 bonus. So those bonuses really start to add up, and they're really helpful. All right, so I haven't seen the chat. I'm going to stop my share. So tell me if y'all need to see any of those slides again. But I'll pass the baton off to you, Dee.
Yeah, guys, was that incredible? Was that helpful to you to start seeing it laid out? And this is just the basics. Like, we're just showing you the basics of like a coach or somebody up to executive director. When when your coaches start to help more people and they start to step into leadership, we get, percentages of all of the business. So that it just continues to grow exponentially for everybody. And the biggest win is, of course, all the people that we are helping to better health. So I hope that this was helpful. We just really wanted to spend a little more time that you guys could really hopefully grasp what it is that you are truly offering to somebody. It was really touching to me to see all those comments about why you became a coach, and then when you're starting to see the reality of the ripple effect. And that's how we keep this going. Any questions before we give you time to hop over to Dr. A's call? All right, well, that's good. Thank you guys for tuning in, for investing. We have 45 people on this call. You guys are amazing, just continuing to invest in yourself to be the best version of yourself, to show up and be the best coaches that you can be. And it shows in your businesses and who you are as individuals. So thanks for being a part of our team. Reminder, February 23rd, our Atlanta event. We do want everybody to get registered. We could use some more volunteers from our team. I think it'd be great when we're all there, linking arms to arms to make this happen. And invite you to invite your spouses. And if you're out of state, just come and really invite guests. All right, this is really, really about who are you coming and who are you bringing with you. So thank you, Meg, for pouring into us tonight. It was very helpful. Thank you, Larry, for sharing. Thank you guys for being on. I highly encourage you to hop over to Dr. A's call right now. So thanks so much. We'll see you next week.